Welcome back, everybody. So, in today's episode, we're going to be doing our monthly prospect report for the NHL, specifically the 2020 draft class, this upcoming draft class. When it comes time closer to the draft, we're going to expand. So, this list is only going to be our top 10 with one honorable mention.
Yeah, it's just to start off. I mean, it's pretty far away, so.
But as we get closer to the draft, we're going to expand from 10 to 15, 20, and even doing the entire first round.
Okay.
Start off, this is consensus number one overall pick for basically everybody. Alexis Lafreniere, he's killing it right now. He's so good. He's been touted as the number one prospect for the past 2 years.
Okay.
Roughly.
Right now, through 13 games in the QMJHL, he has 34 points.
Yeah, which if you do the math, currently I think he's on pace for 178 points.
That's insane.
Is absolutely ridiculous.
And it says here that you have him compared as a mix between Crosby and McDavid.
Yeah, so biggest thing for me with him is I don't know necessarily whether or not he's going to come to the NHL as a center or if he's going to come as a left winger.
Well, that's okay because, I mean...
Either way, He's a generational talent. He's the best prospect since McDavid came into the league. I'd say he's more of a Sidney Crosby type player than McDavid.
All around?
Yeah, but I'd say he's got kind of similar McDavid speed.
Okay.
There's just a lot of aspects to his game that I just... brings the best of both of those two players into this one player.
So right now it's like a pot of gold for whoever gets number one.
Yeah, exactly. But moving on, number two, we have Quinton Byfield, who is a very tall center. I think he's 6'3", 6'4". He's a monster. Skates like the wind. Most people, when you're taller, your skating is a little bit choppy, this and that, but not this good.
He looks pretty intense, pretty intimidating coming down the ice. If he's coming at you, you probably want to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Right now in the OHL, he has played 13 games and he has 27 points. Yeah, which I mean that's still pretty good.
That's very solid.
Are there? Because I don't know much about the minor leagues. Are the goaltending in the OHL all right? Would you say it's above average, a little
I'd
below,
say,
or right at?
Well, so you have the three leagues. You have the QMJHL, you have the OHL, and you have the WHL. I'd probably rank it as WHL has the best goaltending.
Okay.
OHL second best, and then QMJHL third best.
Okay, so he's playing about average competition for what he should be at now.
Yeah, roughly.
Kind of.
But I mean, he's the only person on this list that could even come close to challenging Alexis Lafreniere for that number one spot.
Would you say it's more skating or more of his handles, or what would you say? Or is it a little mix of both, plus his height?
It's everything. I mean, his height plays into his power. Typically, so my comparison for him is Jamie Benn, but the difference between him and Jamie Benn is he's a much better skater than Jamie Benn is.
Okay.
He's got so quick, so nimble on his feet. I'm really impressed by this kid. I honestly have no idea how he's as quick as he really is, but very good overall player.
Hey, we'll see.
Next up, we have Lucas Raymond. This guy is a very dynamic playmaker, and he's actually a dynamic duo with the number 4 slot that we have in Alexander Holtz. But back to Lucas Raymond, very dynamic skater, very dynamic playmaker. This kid is a stud. If it wasn't for Byfield or Lafreniere, this kid probably be the first overall pick.
I mean, you can probably say that for a lot because
those two. I mean, Alexis Lafreniere is generational, and Byfield's by far and away a really amazing talent. But Lucas Raymond would probably be a first overall pick in say last year's draft class
or next to the year coming.
Potentially.
Maybe. But and it says here that you say Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner.
Which I can see that because Marner's not exactly that big of a guy either.
No, but the skating, the puck handling, the passing, everything is so similar between those two. I know the only thing that's really different is just their nationality, because you have Mitch Marner, who's Canadian, Lucas Raymond's Swedish, but I mean, he's the Swedish version of Mitch Marner, honestly.
Well, hey, it's not a bad comparison.
Yeah, and then speaking of the dynamic duo, Alexander Holtz comes in at number 4 for us. So Raymond's the playmaker. Alex Holtz is that pure sniper. He's got a wicked shot. Yeah, they go hand in hand.
I'd say.
I mean, one plays one wing, the other plays the other wing. So realistically, if you're a team, try to get both.
That's going to be pretty hard, though.
Yeah, it will be insanely tough.
I mean, if you say they go back-to-back, I don't think anybody that's in the top 5 right now would have back-to-back picks unless they absolutely, completely tanked and said these two, we need them both. Moving on?
Well, my pro comparison for him is Philip Forsberg. Just overall, I think maybe he has a higher ceiling than Forsberg does.
Okay.
But I think as of right now, like, Philip Forsberg is a pretty good comparison.
He's solid.
Yeah.
So.
And next up, this guy, I like him, but I'm a little iffy on him.
Okay.
Anton Lundell. His two-way game is probably the best in the entire draft class. He's very solid overall. I mean, he's not bad. He's an okay skater, I'd say. Not the greatest skater, but still decent. We watched highlights of him, and he was able to get on a breakaway, but he had a guy trailing him that was pretty close behind.
He didn't look like...
He doesn't have that insane speed.
Yeah. It didn't seem like he... Seemed like when he got the puck, he slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
So.
But he's not too bad.
He'll be solid.
And then my pro comparison for him is a lesser version of Alexander Barkov. I mean, you obviously have the finish factor. You have the two-way factor. The big difference for me between the two is that Barkov plays a more powerful game because he's a little bit bigger, whereas Anton Lundell is a little bit shorter, kind of just plays more of that two-way game. I could honestly see like a Jonathan Toews comparison as well, which Jonathan Toews is Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah, so will that be in his future? We don't know.
Next up, one of my personal favorites in this draft class, Cole Perfetti. He's killing it right now. But this kid, he's got wheels. Yeah. He's got wheels and wheels and wheels. His shot's pretty good. His playmaking's pretty good. Overall, he's just a pretty fantastic kid.
Yeah. Short in stature, not too.
Yep.
Gives him a little bit of wheels, like you said. Yeah, I couldn't see, when we watched highlights, I really couldn't see any flaws in his game.
I mean, I hate to, like, say it, but, like, the only really flaw in his game would be his size. Like, he's only, what?
And that's, like, he's 5'10".
Yeah, he's 5'10", but this day and age in hockey, people are coming into the league shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal.
If that's your only flaw, you're looking pretty solid. Yeah. Because...
and for me, my pro comparison for Cole Perfetti is Evgeny Kuznetsov. They have similar style skating. Their playmaking is pretty good, like pretty all right. And then they both have a sneaky good shot.
Yeah. Let's just let's just hope he doesn't, do the same thing.
Let's hope he stays out of trouble, unlike Kuznetsov.
Well, we can only hope, I guess.
Next up, the first goalie, probably the only goalie that could go first round. We have him ranked here at 7 overall. Yaroslav Askarov. This kid is probably the best goalie prospect since Carey Price came into the league. Everything about him is simply amazing. Yeah. If it wasn't for people being afraid to take goalies so high, I'd probably have him higher on the list. I'd probably have him at 2.
Wow. You just think, though, picking that high...
Yeah. Well, you have the recent Jack Campbell. He was picked at 11. You have so many other goalies that were taken in the first round that haven't really panned out or like just starting to pan out, like Ilya Samsonov with the Washington Capitals. But just overall, like people are afraid to take a goalie because they take longer to develop, which
okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he's amazing.
You want to see why we think he's that high? I mean, except for
if
the
you look
playoffs,
at his numbers,
he doesn't have a save percentage below .9.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing for me is his international play. When he was playing at the World Juniors, a .916 save percentage and a .231 goals against average. That's pretty solid. Now I would like for him to make it into the KHL rather than playing in the VHL or MHL, but beggars can't be choosers. But my pro comparison for him is Andrei Vasilevsky. I know Vasilevsky's an amazing goalie, but I think arguably Askarov could probably end up being the best goaltender in the entire league given a few years. Next up, we're going to have Jamie Drysdale, the first defenseman of this list. He plays for the Erie Otters. He's having a pretty okay season.
I mean, 12 games, 17 points.
Yeah.
For a defenseman,
that's pretty good. Not going to lie, I saw this kid play last year up in Erie. I was actually not impressed with him. It didn't seem like he had that drive. I mean, obviously, one game's not going to
Right. He could have just had maybe an off game.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Maybe, something was bothering him, but...
Yeah. But he's got the skill. He's got the offensive talent. I think he's more of an offensive defenseman, which is why I compare him to Chris Letang.
Now, are you worried about this?
About his height
at a defenseman?
No, I'm not worried about his height at all. Guys got like Quinn Hughes, who's 5'10", 5'11". You have other defensemen coming in. Cale Makar, I think, is only 5'11". I'm not worried about his height at all.
Like you said, they're getting shorter and shorter as the years progress. So
if there was a position that I'd be worried about height, it would be goaltending.
Okay, makes sense.
That'd be the only position that I'd be seriously worried about.
Gotcha.
Well, moving on, our number 9 spot is Tim Stützle. He's German, which comparison for me is Leon Draisaitl. I mean,
that's pretty.
It's so in his draft plus 1 year, I think he either surpassed or came close to the numbers that Draisaitl put up in his draft plus 1 year. But I think this kid's amazing. I think he's going to be a little bit lower ranked than most people project him to be, just based on the fact that he plays in a lower league compared to everybody else. But I know he's doing pretty well in the top league. I mean, you'd like to see him probably play in a Swedish league rather than
German league,
but it is what it is. I mean, he's playing well over there. So
yeah, it's not like he's screwing up or anything. He's playing pretty well. Yeah. Now, would you say, do you see him like equal to Draisaitl? Do you think he's gonna be?
I really don't know.
You gotta see him play against better competition.
Well, not only that, with him playing over in Germany, the footage. Trying to find footage
is slim pickings.
Yeah, so I mean, once World Juniors come around, I think Germany's in it, but I think he should be playing in it. And if not, then we have other opportunities, and hopefully other people will actually record and watch, so we can watch this kid. And then our 10th spot here is Justin Barron. Plays for the Halifax Mooseheads, which the Halifax Mooseheads just churn out prospects year in and year out. By far and away one of the better programs. Now, this guy, he's not going to blow you away offensively, but he's so good in every aspect of the game. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Noah Dobson, who was drafted by the Islanders 2 years ago, but my pro comparison for Justin Barron is Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis, staple for the Nashville Predators. He's having a real good breakout year this season, but he's not going to blow you away offensively. He's going to two-way defenseman, very solid. That rounds out the top 10. We're going to have one honorable mention, and that's going to go to Hendrix Lapierre. He had an incredible summer showcase where he just lit up the entire world. But the reason why he's not in my top 10 is because of how he's performed so far this year. He's got the playmaking ability and everything to go with it, but he has struggled. Not necessarily struggled, but like I mentioned earlier, at the QMJHL, it's pretty easy to score. He's only got 13 points in 12 games.
And it's 1 goal.
Yeah. Like, obviously, like, he's past player first, no doubt about it, but when it comes down to it, you need to be a little bit selfish sometimes. You got to take that shot. He has a sneaky good shot. It's just a matter of whether or not he will take it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this wraps up the NHL content for the week. And our next one, we're going to be doing our game picks for Week 8.